You're born in 1928 in Korea's Cheongsong province. Sounds peaceful, right? Well, not so fast. See, Korea isn't exactly Korea right now. It's under Japanese colonial rule, which means you're technically born a second-class citizen in your own country. Your dad's a farmer, or at least he used to be. The Japanese took his land, then made him rent it back like it was some kind of twisted joke. Imagine getting charged to feed asleep in your own bed. Your mom works for rich Japanese families, watching their babies while they beat the hell out of her. She's not just a nanny, she's their human stress ball. Every week she shows up with bruises in places you didn't even know could bruise, and she never talks about it. Meanwhile, you're the fourth kid in the family lineup. Your three older siblings are either human punching bags or unpaid labor, depending on the day. And you just try not to die. By some miracle, you finally hit age 7, and after dozens of failed attempts, your parents finally managed to get you into school for a whole 3 weeks. Congrats, you're officially educated. Enough to know you can't afford to be educated. So now, instead of learning how to write your name, you get to learn how to pay rent with your soul. At the ripe age of 8, your mom finds you work as a kiyomi, a maid for a lovely Japanese couple. She says it's a good opportunity, and she might even believe that. Exactly 1 week in, and you've already dodged death twice. Turns out your new employers don't believe in scolding with words. Fists, boots, kitchen knives, basically anything that can leave a mark. 3 months in, and you finally start to get it. They're not correcting mistakes. They're just using you for daily torture practice. You tell your parents, expecting sympathy, maybe a little backup. But guess what? They hit you with, just cope. Because if you don't eat. Wow, truly heartwarming parenting. By 13, you're home with your parents and siblings for once. It's the emperor's birthday, and apparently that means even occupied peasants get a day off to celebrate. You sit in silence like it's a funeral. Then you see them, Japanese soldiers marching into your village. Usually that means something terrible is about to happen. But today, they're smiling, which is even worse. One of them walks up to you, all fake friendly, and says they're looking for assistant nurses to help with Japan's glorious war effort. He says the pay is good, the work is easy. One real risk? Catching a stray bullet. Classic job description. You run the idea by your parents, and they light up like you just won the lottery. A stable income? For the whole family? Yes, please. You sign up. 2 days later, you and 30 other wide-eyed girls from your province are carted off to Japan. All of you thinking maybe your lives are finally turning around. When you arrive in Japan, a smiling couple greets you. Red flag number 1. Japanese people don't smile at Koreans like that. Ever. But you chalk it up to nerves. Maybe they're just polite. They take you to what they call a guest house. Sounds fancy, right? But the moment you get inside, a group of elderly women in kimonos quietly separate you from the others and lead you to your room. Your room is a mat on the floor, a curtain for a door. That's it. No bed, no privacy. But it's fine, right? You didn't come here to sleep like royalty. You came to work, to make your family proud. Right? Night falls. Still no word on when work starts. Weird. Aren't the Japanese still fighting a war? Then the door opens. A Japanese soldier walks in. He stares at you, not like someone looking for directions, but like you're a piece of meat at the market. It makes your skin crawl. Naturally, you get up to leave. Maybe he just wants the room. But then, he pulls a gun. Then it happens. Not with words, but violence. He takes what he came for, and you're left broken. You tell one of the old women what happened, thinking, surely someone will do something. She looks at you blanked face and says, go to sleep. That's it. The next morning, still dazed and aching, you ask them again, when does the actual work start? Most ignore you. One finally breaks and tells you the truth. You're not here to be a nurse. You're here to provide comfort to Japanese soldiers. Suddenly, everything clicks. The creepy smiles, the soft words, the fake kindness. The soldier last night? That wasn't some random coincidence. That was your job. Panic sets in. Your mind races for a way out. You take scrubbing floors and being beaten back home over this. Before you can even come up with a plan to escape, the old women show up and tell you to go back to your room. You obey, because earlier that day, you saw what happened to the last girl who disobeyed. She got beaten so badly, she didn't wake up. As much as you want out, leaving in a coma isn't really part of the escape plan. So you go, you sit, you wait. Then, just like the night before, a soldier walks in. And just like before, he doesn't say much. He does what he came to do. But that one soldier is just the beginning. The same day, 20 more soldiers passed through your room that day, each one leaving another scar. Welcome to the comfort station. That's what they call this place. Sounds peaceful, right? In reality, it's a brothel for the military, where women are assigned to provide comfort to Japanese soldiers. It's all disturbingly organized. Soldiers pay, there are time slots, even rules. But don't worry, no one follows them. And guess who is running the whole operation? Yep, the Japanese government. But shh, don't tell anyone I told you that. That night, you hear sobbing through the paper-thin walls, but you don't cry. You just sit there, eyes wide open, planning your escape. And the next day, you finally get your chance. A nearby battle means fewer soldiers at the station, so you sneak out. You don't get far. Somehow, they find out. Soldiers chase you down and drag you back like you're a stray animal, and then they beat you until everything went black. When you wake up, your head's splitting, your body's wrecked, and standing over you is the same smiling lady who welcomed you to Japan. Except now, she's not smiling. You've learned that she and her punk husband run the place. And when she starts yapping, your little Japanese language knowledge picks up that she's angry you tried to escape. And if you try it again, you will lose more than a tooth. Weeks pass, and eventually you go numb. Men come and go. You don't fight. You don't cry. You've already tried resisting and escaping. All that got you is bruises and bed rest. Now you just survive it. At least this way you don't have to see the doctors. See, all the so-called comfort women, that's what the Japanese politely call you and the other girls trapped here. Hate when the doctors show up, because when they do, they come with Salvarsan. It's supposed to prevent syphilis, which is kind of funny considering you're definitely going to catch it eventually. But the side effects? Blurred vision, vomiting, nerve pain that makes your skin feel like it's on fire. Basically, they're poisoning you to keep you usable. One night, you're sitting on your mat, waiting for the next man. Business as usual, except this time, something's different. You're pregnant. You have no idea who the father is, and honestly, how could you? But for a second, it gives you hope. Maybe this is your way out. Then the doctors find out. They quietly end it. No discussion. Just another task to keep you fit for duty. By this point, whatever was left of your humanity, gone. Turns out, when you've been broken that badly, tears just stop showing up. Pain becomes the default setting. Then, out of nowhere, a loud crash. The Japanese are under attack. And you don't even flinch. You don't run. What's the point? There's nothing left to save. If anything, you start hoping a stray bullet finds you first. But apparently, not even tragedy goes as planned. Before the place fully collapses, a Japanese soldier bursts into your room. He drags you outside, shouting something you barely understand. Maybe he's trying to save you, but before he can even get you to safety, a bullet rips through his chest. He falls. The rest of the surviving soldiers? Yeah, they're not sticking around. They abandon you and the other girls, leave you behind like trash they no longer need. That's when Allied soldiers arrive, and when they see you all, bruised, bleeding, barely alive, they actually flinch, not from fear, from pity. They don't ask questions, no investigations, no long speeches, just one simple question. Do you want to go home? And you say yes, because after everything, somehow you're still breathing. It's been 2 years. You find yourself standing on the same street where that soldier first handed you the paper, the so-called job opportunity. You were full of hope back then, maybe even excited. Now, those feelings feel like they belong to someone else, a stranger. You might never have a child. You might have a disease that never leaves. You flinch when men come too close. You get nightmares every single night. You walk home, same path, same village. Your house hasn't changed. You knock once before stepping inside. By the door, your parents stand frozen. They look older, worn down, as if the years aged them in weeks. Your mother's face shifts, shock, then horror, then nothing. She collapses where she stands. Your father doesn't speak. He just stares, and then the tears come. You've never seen him cry before. Not once. Not when land was stolen. Not when his children went hungry. But now he cries, just from seeing you. That's when it hits you. How much pain is etched into your face. How much of their daughter is gone. And so, for the first time in years, you fall to your knees and you cry too.